Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Dima Tutorials, and as you know, what I do here is to help you do well in your English language and literature exams. Today's video is for literature students, and we're going to be looking at Good-Morrow by Donne. Good-Morrow by Donne. In this video, I'm going to read the poem, analyze the poem, and analyze it stanza by stanza. I'll also give you the themes found in the poem and the poetic devices used in the poem. So stay tuned to the end of the video so that you wouldn't miss anything that I'll be sharing today. And if you want to subscribe to the channel, please make sure you subscribe and click on the like button. Now let's begin. I wonder by my truth what thou and I did till we loved. Were we not weaned till then, but sucked on country pleasure childishly? Or snorted we in the 7 sleepers then? 'Twas so, but this all pleasure fancies be. If ever any beauty I did see, which I desired and got, 'twas but a dream of thee. And now, good morrow to our waking souls, which watch not one another out of fear, for love, all love of other sides controls, and make one little room and everywhere. Let see discoverer to new world have gone. Let map to other worlds and worlds have shown. Let us possess one world, each heart one and is one. My face in thine eye, thine in mine appears, and true plain hearts do in the faces rest. Where can we find two better hemispheres, without sharp north, without declining west? Whatever dies was not missed equally. If two loves be one, or thou and I love so alike, that none does lacking, none can die. Now let's look at a quick summary of the poem before I go to analyze it stanza by stanza. The poem is a 3-stanza poem, as you have seen, made of 7 lines each with a regular end rhyme of A, B, A, B, C, C, C. A, B, A, B, C, C, C. Another unique thing about the poem is that the last line of each stanza contains 12 syllables. The poem deals on love, which the persona represents as something intense, pleasurable, and extraordinary. According to the persona, all the joy the two lovers in the poem had experienced before they met each other cannot be compared to the joy they feel now, because any joy they had experienced before now can only be compared to the joy of a suckling child. His current love is the only real thing he has ever experienced. Now let's do a stanza by stanza analysis of this poem. Please pay attention. In the first stanza of this poem, the persona starts with 3 rhetorical questions. I hope you know what a rhetorical question is. A rhetorical question is a question that does not require an answer. And this is seen in lines 1 to 6 of this poem, of this stanza. And all these questions inquire into the state of his and his lover's lives before they met. In the first question, as seen in lines 1 and 2, he wondered what in the world they were doing before they met. In the second question, in lines 3 to 6, he wondered if they were not babies still suckling their mother's breast before they met. And in the third rhetorical question, he asked if they were little children enjoying country pleasure before they met. In the fourth line, he asked if they were sleeping like the 7 sleepers. The 7 sleepers is a reference to the story of 7 children that were buried alive by a Roman emperor. Instead of dying, they slept all through their long years of internment and were found 200 years later, alive and still children. Now, what the persona is trying to portray with these questions is that their existence before they met, before he met his lover, was insignificant. Now, in the last 3 lines, the persona answered the questions by affirming that their lives had indeed been unimportant up until the time he met his lover, and every experience he had before getting to know his lover, his current lover, was nothing but only a fancy. What this implies is that every feeling that he has ever experienced in the past is nothing but a fancy, is nothing but untrue feeling. The only true feeling that he has ever experienced is the love that he has for his lover right now. Having concluded in the first stanza that the lives of the two lovers before they met had been of little value, the persona wishes the both of them a good morning as they awake. In their relationship, there is no room for fear. They are totally devoted to each other. The relationship is perfect. In line 4 of the second stanza, he talks about making a little room and everywhere. This implies he is contented with the space he shares with his lover and does not think there is any reason to wish for another place. The next three lines, let see discoverer to new worlds have gone. Let maps to other worlds on worlds have shown. Let us possess one world, each hath one and is one. These lines imply that the persona is not interested in the rest of the world and the new discoveries going on in the world. His contentment is in the one world the persona wants to create with his lover. Now let's look at the last stanza, stanza 3. In the first two lines of this stanza, the persona tells us that when they look into each other's eyes, they see their faces planted on each other's face, evidence of more bonding of the two. The lovers are true and plain. They don't have to pretend or show off or be fancy in front of one another. In the next line, he compared their faces to a hemisphere that does not have sharp north nor declining west. This implies that their love is so perfect and cannot be cold like you have in the north area of the hemisphere, and cannot wane like the sunset of the west of the hemisphere. So the person is saying in those four lines that their love is just so perfect. It isn't cold or is it about to end. It is warm and rising. In line 5 of this stanza, whatever dies was not missed equally is a reference to the medical theory of that time that death was as a result of imbalance in the body element. That death is as a result of imbalance in the body elements. In the last three lines of this stanza, if our two loves be one, or thou and I love so alike that none do slacken, none can die. He suggests that their love cannot die if their love for each other is alike. Now let's look at the poetic devices used in the poem. And the first one we're going to look at is metaphor. I hope you know what a metaphor is. Okay, a metaphor is a figure of speech or a poetic device used in making a direct comparison, used in comparing two things that are not similar without the use of as or like. Now, in the second line of this poem, the persona compares their lives before they began their relationship to winning of a child to show that their past lives were nothing but unserious and carefree like that of a child. Another metaphor used in this poem is in line 3 of the third stanza, two beta hemisphere. Here he compares their faces, their plain hearts and love they have for each other to the hemisphere, that is the two divisions of the earth. Now the next figure of speech we're going to consider is assonance. Assonance, I hope you know what assonance is. Assonance simply means repetition of vowel sounds in the line of a poem. Repetition of vowel sounds in the line of a poem. And this is seen in line 3 of the first stanza. Sacked and country. Sacked and country. We have R being repeated in sacked and country. In sacked, you in sacked, and you in country. I hope you got that. Now, the next figure of speech or the next poetic device we're going to look at is alliteration. Alliteration, which means repetition of consonant sounds in the lines of a poem. Repetition of consonant sounds in the lines of the poem. The next figure of speech we're going to consider is alliteration. Alliteration means repetition of consonant sounds in the line of a poem. Repetition of consonant sound in the line of a poem. And this is seen in line 2 of the second stanza. Which watch, which watch. Here there is a repetition of vowel sound in which and watch. The next figure of speech or poetic device we're going to consider is imagery. And imagery refers to mental picture created in the poem. Mental picture created in the poem. In this poem, the poet gives the readers mental picture of exploration and discovery with words like sea discoverers, map to other words, etc. The next figure of speech that we're going to consider is rhetorical question. Rhetorical question. This figure of speech is prominent in this poem, and it refers to the type of question that does not require an answer. Like I said earlier, it's the type of question that does not require an answer. Examples are seen in lines 2 and 3. Were you not weaned till then? And in line 3, snorted we in the 7 sleepers then? So this is also a rhetorical question that does not require an answer. And in this line, you can also see alliteration. 7 sleepers, the repetition of consonant sounds in 7 and in sleepers. Now let's look at the theme that is found in the poem. The major theme that is found in the poem is the profundity and completeness of the lover's word. The profundity and completeness of the lover's word. The poet portrays throughout the poem that the lovers find satisfaction and contentment in each other. In the last line of the second stanza and fourth line of the second stanza, make one room and everywhere shows that the lovers want nothing outside the love they have for each other. And due to the completeness of the lover's word, it makes them to zap out the rest of reality. Not only does love make the persona to devastate a lifetime of other memories by calling it a childish country pleasure in line 3 of stanza 1, it also destroys the desire to travel by making one little room and everywhere. In the last line of this poem, the persona dips into a medical theory that the love they have for each other will never die. Love so alike that none just like it, none can die. In the last stanza of this poem, the persona dips into the medical theory of that time and says that their love cannot die. Love so alike that none just like it, none can die. So what he's saying is that he's confident that their love cannot die, because their love is so alike. So that is it about the poem, The Good-Morrow by Donne. I hope you understood the lesson. I hope you understood everything that I've discussed today. If you have questions, let me know in the comment section. And if you have any topic you want me to treat on this channel, I would also like to see it at the comment section. Alright guys, thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next another video. And please do not forget to subscribe, share the video to your friends, and click on the like button. You should also click on the notification bell so that you can always get notified whenever I upload a new video. Thank you again for watching. Bye for now.